Okay, technical difficulties are fixed. And hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Hello, Mirror Samurai, and hello, Garrett. Hello, Lord Mewtwo and Black Maned Lion. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. My new mouse came in, finally. I no longer have my weird mouse with all the hiccups and trying to drag windows and then just leaving them and suddenly picking up something else and then trying to open a file, which I didn't ask for. That business has concluded. You're doing good? That's good. I did not keep my promise twice, which is my bad. I was just so busy working on all the skills that I kind of totally forgot that I also had, like, if I have something cool to show, it might be a good idea to actually make a video and upload it. I did not do that. But today I will, after stream. Oh, you're busy in your sketchbook and you have a project? Looking forward to it. That eclipse icon is really cool. That is vanilla, believe it or not. That is just the regular icon. Luna has a smaller star, but it's quite similar. Sketching out class designs, nice, nice. And Garrett having the final beta launching tomorrow, that's also very exciting. I saw this, I've been keeping track of a couple of topics in Fire Emblem Universe, and today I was just laughing a lot because there was this topic with someone asking if it was okay to trace an existing portrait. So pretty much drawing the outline, taking the characters that it was made out of, like spliced from at the start, and then recombining them personally into almost the exact same sprite. And like, is that stealing? Like, it garnered a couple of nice discussions, but mostly it was just like, if you're going to try and imitate it that closely, then it's pretty much just stealing without the actual theft. Like, you're not stealing the original icon, but you're just imitating it to that degree that it's practically the same. And there was an even funnier topic regarding apparently one person who was adamant about killing off characters being something that the series should do more and that hacks should do more. And my god, that discussion just devolved. It was glorious to read. I had a lot of fun. Yes, Eclipse is indeed the Black Knight skill. And it's actually almost where I left off. I have Wrath, Nihil, and then Eclipse to go. I just did some work on Soul, but Soul, for some reason, there's an issue with it that I cannot find exactly. Let's see. Get my Wiimote back. And we press play. I thought I may as well start the stream with this, with everything set up already, so I don't have to go through the rank ups more times than I have to. Let's see. I have been working on a lot of skills, of course. Let's see, who do we have? Vise, I fixed Colossus is one. Colossus now does what it is supposed to do. Oh, I do need to change it to a different setting. Wait, Colossus, I believe, was by turn. What else do we have? We have Artificer. Currently that's an exalted skill, and I might want to change it around a little bit. Currently I just made sure that it worked as it is intended, except for that I don't have the items that Exalted has yet. But I do plan on introducing shields for generals and halberdiers, like how Shadows of Valencia also has some shields and stuff like that. So I'm going to repurpose this into like shield bearer or something like that. Lagoosecraft and Diligence all work. Luna also works as intended. Long March does work, but Armor March does not. Reinforce now works as intended, except that I don't have any actual reinforcements to load into the map. Let's see, Corrosion, Celerity. These, like, some of these probably do work, but most of these are known. Yeah, so Pavise here, and Armor March currently is active because we are not next to any other armored units, so it's currently active even though it shouldn't be. Astra is working. Disarm, I believe, was Life and Death is not yet working. Shock currently, as you can see, isn't working because we have 2 shock icons. Miracle, I believe, does. Luna here as well. Slumber is working as intended. Like, I have this pretty much everything from Soul backwards. So Soul, Hampered, Quicken Pulse. Any skills with double slashes are ones that I don't need, so I can use that space for something else. Bane is working as intended. Luna is working as intended. Slumber and Colossus are. This Slumber 0 or Colossus 0 wasn't necessary. Ether works, Counter, Zeal, and then Quick Self I showed last stream. So that's pretty much what I've been doing so far. For example, and one of these actually doesn't work entirely as intended, which is weird. Yeah, killing off characters. I mean, it can be done. It can be done well, but this was mostly in the vein of the Jagan has to be killed to... And here we get reinforced. The idea was like, we have to kill the Jagan so that people are forced to not rely on the Jagan and softlock themselves at the end of the game, which is just a weird way of going about the entire thing, because you shouldn't be able to softlock yourself, because you should be able to get units that are at least able to clear the game, like later on. Like the Pents and the Harkons, stuff like that. Or your Athos. And why necessarily kill him? Because it made more narrative impact or something like that. Soul's currently ticking down to like per turn. Soul can work per turn and per combat. So we're on Soul 2. And there's like two ways this can work. I'll show it as soon as we have the actual skill ready. Yeah, Rev Scarlet was, especially if you have someone that marries Ryoma and then they die the next chapter, and then Ryoma isn't even sad. Like, it's just Corrin that's sad, which is just very weird. We might get a look through the trees. Also, it might crash the game. Yeah, Rev is meant to be the golden root. I will admit my fangame concept has one singular unit who dies in the story event. So basically the early chapters are kind of split between two halves, with the protagonist from one kingdom and the lord from the other. It's the protagonist. It's the lord curse. You can't be a dad except if you're Eliwood, because you've been a lord yourself. Okay, so we have to start off with Volug, and Soul restores HP equal to damage dealt if unit is at or below 50%. Health at start of combat reduces cooldown by 2. That's how the skill was coded, and like a lot of this framework was made by Dunal, not by me, but I'm trying to change the code so that it fits Daybreak, and there will at some points be some overlap. We also have Renning, who has innate soul. It doesn't cost anything, and as you can see, it actually reduces the cooldown by 3. I will be making some slight tweaks to the icons with like different borders, so you can see if something is innate or not a little bit more easily, just for gameplay clarity. And the current problem I have with Soul is that it has 6 turns of cooldown, so this should, since he's below half health, it should go from active to 6, and then because he's below 50%, it should go down from 6 to 4. However... Oh, I hope I actually won't crash the game here. Come on, there we go. Yeah, and the problem I have is it doesn't go on cooldown, which is weird. And we have Scavenger finding the red gem that's currently rigged to be always on turn 9. Or turn 10, depending on, like, he gets 1 HP. Let's see, so if I kill this guy here as well, we activate Soul. That's all fine and dandy. And he should go from active to 6, and he's above 50% health, so it should be just at 6 cooldown. And that works. But whenever he's below his cooldown, it doesn't work. If he's below the 50%, it makes an error, and from there, it reduces it even further, which isn't intended. So that's something I still have to fix. Let's see, what else do we have? We had Pavise, which currently should just proc, because it's active? Question mark? Yeah, we have Pavise, so that works. Also, Tabarn just punches for 40 damage. And you can see Pavise goes down to 5, which is good. App only, save state. Oh, I didn't like that. I have noticed that I'm running on the edge of memory currently, so I probably have to make some changes to that at, like, clean some stuff up at some point. We had Soul. We can also, and we need the tiger for this actually, we can also see that when we revert, we don't actually use Soul, because you can't activate masteries when you're at when you're unshifted. There's just no animations for them. So here you'll see that Volu gets attacked and he does not proc Soul, and Soul will stay active. Or he dies. I should have maybe checked that. Let's get some health in that case. Yeah, so once again, Soul here is working, but not as intended. And now we should still have Soul active, so we revert. We wait, and you'll see that Voluk doesn't actually activate Soul, and it stays off of cooldown. Oh, he does get a crit. Nice. So that still works. And I've mainly just been going through all the skills that do exist already and making sure that the code does handle them the way they should. After that, once everything is working, I'm probably going to make some more changes to make it really fit with the ideas that I had for the skills for Daybreak. I want to have some changes because currently, as I said before, this framework of how the skills are coded relies heavily on the work that Dunal has done before. Like, massive credits to him for that as well. And of course, you can't go in an entirely different direction because we both at the same time had the idea and the concept for a cooldown system, but some different effects like the... Oh yeah, here we have the problem where it's... So Soul's not entirely perfect yet, but as I was saying, you have to kind of work with cool effects like the reducing cooldown by 2 when below 50% and stuff like that when you're working with the same skills, and I want to try and differentiate them from some of his ideas. So yeah, this is with Soul. I haven't been able to find the mistake or the 2 mistakes yet, because now it says that it is off of cooldown and it's on 6-turn cooldown, so I don't even know what it currently is going to do. But most of the other skills that I've made are just working as intended. I think it has to do with the fact that it's probably skipping somewhere. Yeah, it still has Soul. So there's something weird going on. Now it's like at turn 5 and turn 6, which shouldn't be possible. However, there's also some other characters like Nyla, who got Luna, and Luna works just as intended. And I haven't been able to find any mistakes with that, so if we go this way, and I guess we'll run Skrimir. Wait, Boyd has it as well. Boyd, go over here. Back to what you want to say at the start, you're drawing the class designs in your sketchbook. Are you going to translate those over to digital media as well at some point? Or, like as I said before, I'm not the drawing artist, but I'm looking forward to seeing what you've made, and like if you can also translate that to digital art, you may be even able to create your own art style once you're turning your concepts into an actual full-on game. Let's see, do we actually have... We have Luna. We probably have to dodge a few attacks here. Luna is per combat and not per battle. Or not per turn. You currently have the Mercenary, the Warrior. The Mercenary, the Warrior, the Spearman, Myrmidon, Archer, with Warrior being first tier. I remember that. Along with Bone Knight, Assassin, Sentinel, and Adventurer. Sounds like you're coming along quite well. Damn it, we don't have the Bishop anymore. A miss would be really nice, but... Or would you skill? Never mind. Yeah, please do. I'm trying to set some stuff up in the meantime, but I do try and follow along with like the explanation of your concepts. Okay, we should have Luna charged. Yeah, Luna's charged, so this is all good. And this is probably going to kill. Let's see, it's going to negate defense. So 15 extra damage. We do 54 and they have 49 HP. Do we have anyone who has more than that? 55. I can leave one of them at 1 HP. Meanwhile, we also have Boyd. Colossus does go per turn and per battle, if I recall correctly. And it does strength times, or it adds the user's strength minus the foe's defense. So in this case, it would do 7 extra damage because we have 19 defense and 26 strength. So instead of 22, we do 29 damage here. Exactly as it says on the tin. And then it of course goes back on cooldown. But there's a few more tricks with that. Let's see, we go to 3. I guess we just wait for a moment. Because then I can just wait until it's back up again. Yeah, the animations haven't changed so far. Like, that is all vanilla. We're on 2. I'll try and turn on the animations as well, so you can see the Colossus proc during actual combat, not just on map. However, it might crash the game, so I'm going to make a save state just in case. Okay, so we should, if done correctly, leave this character at 1 HP, because we do 54 damage when we negate his defense. No ×3 strength bullshit. We also proc maim, so we also have his skill, but he's not going to survive because we do double. 54. The only thing with this is I don't have a way to really change speed values, especially for Lagoos. So it does mean that if you get Luna and it's ready and you double, or with a Brave Sword if you quadruple, you will proc Luna every single time. That's just something that cannot really be changed, just due to the nature of the cooldown system setting skills at 100% proc chance. Here we can see that Colossus is back on cooldown, but if we use a Fiend Axe this time, which does dark magic damage, we have 21 attack. They have 11 resistance. And I believe this still does strength minus, however, because we use magic damage minus foe's resistance. So just to make sure, we're doing 16, and we would expect 23 minus 11 is 12 extra damage. So 28. Or in this case, yeah, 28 because they have the same resistance. And the Fiend Axe also has some really cool animations. And we get 28 exactly. So you can actually use this for hybrid classes in a sense that you can also target enemy resistance while using your strength stat as a warrior or reaver. Now this won't really be a good use for Boyd, because he's intended to be all in on power, low skill, medium speed, and mostly just a lot of HP, and then low defense and resistance, whereas Nolan is going to be more skill focused, less damage but more doubling and more like the higher hit, more reliability. But Nolan is also going to be a little bit more hybrid focused, whereas Boyd really is going to benefit mostly just from amping his damage. He's going to be all in on damage pretty much. Yeah, the darkness effect is actually from the Whisper animation. We also have something for... You can actually see it here as well, because I've pretty much just reused the entire thing. And I want to make one thing very clear. People always say that Bane doesn't... Like, Bane can cheat you out of a kill. It can in Engage. In Engage, Bane is actually able to... Let's say the enemy has like 5 HP, you to do 10 damage. You can still proc Bane and not kill them. Even maybe on 1 HP, it can still proc Bane. I don't know for sure, but it's a lot worse. Here, however, in Daybreak, skills have a 100% activation rate. The only reason that they don't activate all the time is because of the cooldown system. So currently, Bane is off of cooldown. So it will activate 100% of the time. We double. So if the entire rumor that Bane can cheat you out of a kill would be true, she would proc Bane here once, leave him at 1 HP, and then proc Bane again and do no damage. And that's where the animation came from with the axe. So we do 41 damage, that's just normal. And, oh, would you look at that, we don't proc Bane, even though the 100% activation rate is still active. Bane can never kill a unit that, or can never have a unit survive that would otherwise die. I mean, it's still not, like, on par with the other mastery skills, but it's not actively detrimental to units. And of course, with Bane then going back to a cooldown of 4. What else do we have? We currently have it on Ulki as well. We have Slumber. Let's see, if you had a faction, join a faction of Radiant Dawn, would you join Dawn Brigade, Girl Mercenaries, or other? I'd probably join the Dawn Brigade later on. I probably wouldn't be a Dawn Brigade member at the start. But later on, yeah, still one of my favorite groups. Here we also have Slumber. Slumber is also working as intended. And let's see, the Runeblade is a mercenary promotion that gets swords and tomes. Sounds kind of like the Hexblade Warlocks from Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, and there's our... That's a bummer. Hopefully she survives. Yeah, screen slashing is a fun visual. Then you've got the Warrior. Base promotion is... Yeah, she's dead. Base promotion is Berserker. The whole... Giving... Yeah, ranking up on axes, giving luck and resistance for HP and strength. I'll restart this this one because I made the save state after I moved her. Yeah, I was about to ask, like, do you get, are you going for split promotions? I thought you did, but just making sure, but that pretty much confirms it. Let's see, did I make any other skills, like personal skills in the meantime? Because we of course did Quick Salve. Quicken Pulse. Hampered I can't really check right now. Distant Focus is not going to be used. Luna. Disarm, Colossus, Astra. In the same vein, currently none of the True Blades except for Stefan actually get Astra. I think I'm going to make it either so that the units can use it through... like it could be done through a Satori sign, or through a base conversation, or like some other ways to unlock them. Or maybe there's going to be multiple ways. But that doesn't mean that you still won't be able to see the masteries of the others activate. Currently, of course, we have Astra with Stefan, because he's like literally the Astra guy in Tellius. Well, let's see, what else do we have? Currently we have Zihark with Adept, which of course we all know and love, and then Proficiency, that's pretty much Special Spiral from Heroes, and then Quicken Pulse sets Mastery Skills to ready at the start of battle. So he currently has Adept at the ready. Edward, haven't done really that much with him yet. Stefan has Astra, and his Astra is going to be one cooldown less than the others. Like, I believe Astra was at like 5, so he has to do 5, or the others have to do 5 combats, but he only has to do 4. Where are my other... Mia currently has Maim, so I can actually show that one. And then Parity, Lucia just has Parity currently. Renegade who gets axes and daggers. Yeah, it also has to do with that it's really hard. Like, you do have a couple of the Wind Edge and the Sonic Sword and the Storm Sword, etc. And you can't activate Astra at range. So it's pretty much an entirely melee skill. Yeah, come on. We know the rank up. We got Blood Tide, we're almost there. Okay, where is Mia? There she is. Gotta move Colbert out of the way. I always just press yes now because it doesn't do anything, and otherwise I get it twice. Okay, let's see. Bronze Sword. So currently we should have Maim active. Let's see what it does. Yeah, currently you only get the first hit. Which of course isn't entirely the same as the other ones. Like, it is really funky to see Stefan do all the backflips and stuff like that. But I might be able to make it so that there's still a couple of... Oh. I might be able to make it so that there's still some other skills that do extra damage. I'm actually unsure how it's going to work with, for example, Impale. I could actually try that, because Impale does 4 times damage. But does it do it in one go, or does it do it... like, will Mia do 4 hits? Or let's give it to Lucia, actually. Lucia, skill ID, Rush. Save completed. Copy and paste. And we reload. So the Spearman's first option is the Spearmaster, who gets S-rank lances. So pretty much the Halberdier Sentinel idea. I'm not entirely sure I'm a fan of like the Fate system where not all classes are able to S-rank weapons. But I mean, I do get the idea behind it. It's just a personal thing. I think it's perfectly serviceable to balance. Like, there's going to be pros and cons to every single class, and that does allow for like really weighing the option of which class do you want to take. Oh, lances and bows, I like that combination. Are they also going to be more defensive? If they're going to be mostly as castle guard types? That's also one thing I wanted to do. Currently you see every single time when the demiband gets brought up, you still see the touch as the crossbow. And that's like one of the places where I haven't changed it so that the icon actually matches, because I haven't been able to find it. Okay, Lucia. Here in the back, shouldn't be able to see that she has Crush because it's a hidden skill. Oh crap. Please don't crash my game. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, Sentinel's more defensive, less resistance and speed. I wouldn't make it so that the speed is so low that you're going to get noticeably doubled more. Because then you still lose or then you might risk the possibility that you're going to actually take more damage just because you're slower. Okay, so we currently have Impale. Do we actually do one hit with 4 times damage, or does it actually do the 4 hits? Oh, currently we don't do anything. Interesting. Why do we not do anything? Question mark. Skill ID Crush. Yeah, that is skill ID Crush. I guess I'll have to find out later. I can test it out once I get to the actual Crush skill or Impale skill. And it has been bugging me the entire time, so I might actually open up Ghidra and take a look, see if I can find where the missing icons are. Going to take just a moment. I will have to like find my Ghidra. Oh, that's the wrong place. And then also put them in OBS. So you're going the Awakening route with assassins getting swords and bows. Let's see, window capture. Where's my window capture? Ghidra. I don't want that screen, I want... So a lot of you won't recognize this because I haven't really worked with it all that much. Oh, nice this is. IDRA is what I use to look into the assembly of the entire program, or rather the entire main DAW. Main DAW is pretty much the core program that runs Radiant Dawn and all its subsidiary files. And I have a few values that I modified in here. Do I actually need to search for something? I don't think I do. For example, if I look up skill ID guard, mostly for demonstrative purposes. Saturation with bows, mercenaries gets bows knights, spearman gets sentinel, myrmidon gets assassin, and not to mention the adventurer and sky ranger. What you could do, I guess, is... Yeah, that is difficult. You might have a lot of bow units, but you could also tie it with the idea that some of them only go up to like A rank or maybe B rank. Like if you're leaning into the entire concept of being able to, not every single class being able to S rank certain weapons, then having certain classes just have a weapon type that doesn't go the entire way, then you still are able to lock more spicy bows, for example, to the sniper or the sky ranger and the assassin, for example, and then the sentinel uses it for like, or you could give the sentinel, if it's like meant to be a guard unit that's walking the parapets of a castle, you could give them longbow access, or maybe give them, since they're standing on top of like the castle walls to stand guard, you could give them a skill that gives the extend range feature to them, so that when they use bows, they actually get further range because they are used to using the longbows to attack far away enemies. And that way you can still differentiate them a little bit. It's kind of how I did it with, where is my small boy Rolf? There he is. Rolf, for example, has point blank as a skill, which grants this unit access, spelled incorrectly, to one-range bows, and I might tie a condition to that. However, Shinon, he should be right next to him, has precision. You also see this in the cutscene, of course, where he is able to shoot from far away from the tree and cut through the rope with the arrow. So when no units are nearby, gain 15% critical hit rate. That could also give bonus range, for example. However, instead I gave him Hawkeye by this unit always hits, because I had the same kind of idea of the skill extend range when you're solo to Astrid. And that would feel like a double up. Where is Astrid? Here you go. Independence. Astrid really wants to be like on her own, venture into the world, and really discover herself. So when no units are adjacent, she gains bonus range on certain weapons, because she also has the space around her to really focus. She's not distracted by anything. That's kind of the idea. Yeah, so you can do a lot of funky stuff, like the same way that Radiant Dawn has like the crossbow access for snipers and warriors only. And then I believe there's a couple of games where the longbow is only for snipers, or certain benefits are only for snipers, whereas then the rangers, because they get the horse and the movement, and sometimes also swords, they get other bonuses, and it's a trade-off. Like that's what makes classes most interesting, just the trade-off. Like, do I want this or do I want that? Because then you're not just looking at what's it in for Garcia. Like the choice is pretty clear cut. He wants hero because he already has axe access and he just wants speed. And what else was I actually doing? I kind of lost my train of thought there. The Lethality not working yet. Also, point blank is going to be only for like the iron, bronze, maybe Rolf's bow, and then steel, silver. Yeah, the Woe Dao, I believe, is Myrmidon and Swordmaster locked in GBA titles, for example. Oh, right, I was actually going to work on... they're 2-3 range depending on... Like, these are old weapons. I haven't gone over weapons yet. So currently they're 2-3 range, and some of them are going to stay 2-3 range, but I'm going to more liberally apply the expand range skill that gives the bonus range on certain weapons for specific characters and classes. That way, Rolf, for example, might not get the extended range, but he does get point blank with like basic weaponry, and then Shinon gets the extended range. Even though they're two archers in the same group, or snipers I should say, they will feel really differently because one of them is able to counter at close range and the other one is not. Unless, of course, they use a crossbow. But yeah, weapons, for the most part, aside from the tomes that I've showed so far, don't put too much stock in them. Although I did have for the basic weaponry, I did have some cool lore tidbits, like the shaft is made out of steel instead of wood, which makes it heavier and more costly to produce. The steel axe, sturdy and heavy axes that require vast amount of resources. Dane labor camps have been used to gather these materials. That's another steel lance. What else do we have? See, what else do we have? I guess I can quit this for now. It's actually readable, the text that I currently have here, or do I have to zoom this in a little bit? Because I can imagine that the text here is quite small. Maybe if I do this, slightly better. Slightly better. Here we have skill ID guard, and we have the code in the game. That's this, and then we also have what it actually means. And a lot of this stuff, I can tell you right now, I can't read it perfectly. However, there's a few things that I can learn from this. For example, where do we have it? Just give me a moment, because guard is a weird skill. Here we go. If BVAR6 equals 2, I presume that is... I presume that is B rank, give 20. And I think that's give 20% extra proc chance on guard. If BVAR 6 is less than 2, but it's not 0, so if it's 1, then give 15. And I think that's proc chance is proc chance plus 15. And then lastly, if and we've gone through this, so it's not 0, 1, 2, or 3, or it's not 0, 1, or 2, and so if it's less than 4, but it must be 3, then give 25%. So I think these are like the values, and I know it's very small, but I think these are the values that showcase like the proc chance that is added to guard with support level. Because if it's 0, then you don't get anything. And I think the IVAR 5 otherwise is just biorhythm. If we go to, let's see, Deadeye is a good skill. Also considered snipers getting an innate +1 bow range, but that's going too far. Yeah, bows having higher might, like 2-3 range is a very easy solution, and I took that at first, but I'm walking back on it because a lot of the maps are quite small in Radiant Dawn, and that really breaks map design if you don't balance accordingly. And of course, I do plan on giving that niche of higher range to Thunder Magic, but I also at some point do want not just Thunder Magic to be able to counter that, so there's going to be expand range options for Wind Magic and bows and swords and stuff like that. Yeah, but everyone loves Warrior, I believe, just because of the stat spread. Like, the strength and this relative speed are just so good. I have also not heard anyone talk about Bow Knights. Come on. I think we are. There we go. Took a while for it to load. This is the entire list of skills. Pretty much all mastery skills. Oh, the microphone died for just a moment. Well, it seems to be good now. Here we have Deadeye, for example. And Deadeye has a few things that I can read, such as this. Because I know that the skill is, the proc chance is skill divided by 2. So I was able to look at the code that is currently highlighted here and modify a couple of values so that it always procs and has a 100% guaranteed rate of activation. And then there's this part, and this part, specifically the 0x45A here, is the triple damage, and then this last part is applying the status effect. And you can see that it's for 6 turns, because you'll always have to account for 0 being a valid value as well, so it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is 6 turns. And those are things that currently are unchanged here because this is my test file, but I can use this to look at and modify things and then afterwards make those changes in my Daybreak main doll file and test those in game. And I have a couple of changes. Where is my modding? I have an entire document, an entire Google sheet with all kinds of values that I looked at. And there's one specific value, and that is 5406063E. And by looking at where those come along in the code, that's usually when I can change an icon. because that's the icon that's necessary for loading it. However, I know how to modify it and modify it into something else, and that allows it to read 2 bytes instead of 1. So that's what I'm going to do now, because I'm getting sick and tired of that tux showing up every single time. People coming in here, looking at like, oh, this is a Radiant Dawn category, and then seeing this all of a sudden. Okay, let's see. We have a lot of different values, as we can see. And I guess the best thing we can do is just take a look and see if we can modify each and every one of these until we get a result that we want. Don't need this for now. Let's see, you have the other 2 options. Bow Knight, of course, bows and swords, and also the Sky Ranger gets Pegasus and Lances. That's pretty much the Kinshi Knight, right? Oh yeah, it's pretty much the Kinshi. The Kinshi Knight was a really cool addition. Thief, I assume, is going to be able to promote into Assassin or Rogue. Also, please bear with me while I get my programs in order and then also have to show them. Daybreak extracted, data, system, main doll. So capture XD. Do we have that already? We don't. This is pretty much the same as what you just saw. Like this is the same as the code in the other white window, except this is the hex editor, and here I can find the values that are in the GitRA file and then look them up and actually modify them. And from there on I can do some playtesting. And I need one more thing, but that's not really relevant for the stream, and that is I need my calculator, because there is a slight difference in offsets. That means that the offset, or rather the offset, is a difference between values which register like which value is found where. In this case, it's in hex 42C0. So every single time I find a value in here, let's say, for example, the 1E800, 1E220, I need to subtract 4C20 from that, and then I'll get the value I need in my hex editor. So the first one is 1E50. I can ignore the 800 part because that's how it's read in Dolphin, and this one starts at 0000. So if I look at 1E, U a little bit. The first value is 1E250, and then minus 42C0. We get 19F90. Is that... Yeah, that looks pretty close to all the other values that I found. So I guess we're going to take a look. 19F90. Oh, 19F90. And we can find it right here. So I need to change that to a different value, and that was F5 as the last bit. F5. and we save. And we test again. And for that, I am going to turn off the audio because I will be going through this very fast with tab. Receive the steel. Receive the demi-band. So this one still shows the crossbow, so it wasn't that one. Also, it's getting cold. I'm going to close the window. I guess I should make a quick notepad. See, that's 19F90. Okay, next up, we close this one. We change the value back to 3E because currently I don't know if this changes anything that it shouldn't change, and I may as well just be careful. And we try 1E3AC minus 42C0. That is 1A 0EC. 1A 0EC. Change this to F5. We save. And we try again. I guess I could also just try and change them all, see if that does anything. And if the game doesn't break... I guess I may just do that. That means that I will be modifying all of these. That's 1A 0EC. 1E 528 minus 42C0. Let's see. So the thief has 2 promotions, rogue and adventurer. Daggers and swords and daggers and bows. Assassin doesn't get to promote. Fair enough. So the adventurer definitely gets a more useful sub-weapon than the rogue. I mean, you could still have swords give swords really cool things. That makes it a niche weapon. You don't necessarily have to have bows be better innately than swords. That's all just how you want to balance them and what kind of weapons you want to give them. Like for, maybe you get a rogue that also has a high magic stat, and then they can also use Levin swords and wind edges. There's a few ways to make up for them, and of course they don't need to. They don't necessarily need to do high damage. They can also do other things that give them experience. Or, for example, one of the changes I really like is being able to, and that opening doors and stealing from units gives you XP, and then I'd like it to be more than 10, like opening a door could be 18 XP or something like that. Yeah, I know you were talking specifically in the context of a unit that gets daggers, but I think you still could make like a cool... you could make a case that maybe the rogues, even though they get swords, they get proficiency in... they get proficiency in the 2-range swords, and then maybe give them bonus range on top of them, or bonus crit if they wield a 2-range weapon, something like that. Like, I know you just said, like, not the crit bonus, but, like, there's multiple avenues of trying to keep them, or making them interesting aside from their utility. Not necessary, but there's always things to play around with. EB28 minus 42C0. Yeah, they can still do debuffing and like provide value and utility in other ways. AC7C minus 42C0. See, where does my code pretty much end? It ends around E4. No, 1F even. Interesting. Why does it not find E9 A3C plus 42C0 is that value. If I go to that value, we also get Let's try this again. Search all. Oh, it's way further along. Never mind. I'm blind. So that would be what? That section. Okay, okay. Yeah. 1EDD0 minus 42C0. One E F24 minus 42C0. Truly one of the most riveting pieces of coding that I've done today. But it is one of the errors that has plagued Daybreak for like the longest time, so actually taking the time to remove it isn't a bad thing. Yeah, giving them bonus crit for one range could also work, especially if it's purely one range and not when it's like a 1-2 range weapon like knives. That gives them a reason to actually equip a sword for perhaps a player face like higher crit and trying to do something that way. Whereas mostly they otherwise probably would just be carrying knives the entire time. Like if you're going to give them swords, then it's nice to have a reason to also wield swords. 1F078 minus 42C0. Sorry. 1F078 minus 42C0. I just had that one. 23028. 23CV0. Yeah, we're getting close. Those are some values that I recognize that I have changed already. A16C4. Yeah. Then we have 343E4. Three 4BF. Am I reading that correctly? Yes, I am. I don't think these are going to be of major value, but you never know. 7C654. Actually, I think we're almost halfway there. Changed this one already, but we'll note it down nonetheless. Stop. FFA64. FFA74 minus 42C0. FFA88. These are all really close by. I'm curious if they're going to actually do something as well in that case. There we are. FFA9C. A3C50. Oh, we're getting in more digits. Don't think these are going to be all that relevant. Do I even go that far? 134990. Okay, I do. But there's nothing there. Did I type it correctly? 138C50. Oh, it's 183. 183 C50 minus 42C0. That does make quite the difference. So if we go to 17F990, yeah, there we go. That actually does work. Okay, good. Almost at the end of the list. I think just over 10. 18C FEC. Or 8 minus 42C0. I'm also probably going to next week do another draft run. Maybe not the entire... Hello? Probably going to do another draft race, or at least practice, but I might not do it the entire way through. Maybe just part 1 and 2. 190. So then we get to 18. 1d1. A84 minus 42C0. E7 FF4 for the mage, who gets 2 promotions, Archmage and Mage Knight. Sage is much better fit for Cleric than Mage in terms of class flavor. The Archmage is a magical sword fighter, but having a crit bonus, I mean, that does differentiate them, like having a unit that, or units that focus more on crit compared to skills or maybe raw stats. And then Mage Knight is mounted. Tomes and Swords. Haven't seen that combination. Like, it's probably an FE5 or something like that. And maybe an Engage. But sounds interesting. Though then, once again, like, if you have magic, if it's 1 or if it's 1-2 range, then what are the situations where you expect the... Oh, Dark Knight, of course. Like, what is the situation where you expect to use the sword in that case? Aside from weapon triangle advantage. Because usually when you're fighting, like, fighters, warriors, bandits, you do have weapon triangle advantage, but you often can also just attack from 2 range, which then is even better. Two, 7, 5, 1, F8. Nearly at the end. 2, E0, A9, 4. To E6. Hey, FE4. Nice. To E7. 9E. Oh, 9E4. Not 9EF. To E7, B88, seven, 5, 5, 8. Only 2 more, or 3. Maybe I didn't. No, only 2 more. 3, 5, 5, C4, 8. And then 3, 5, 5, C90. Okay, I have an address list. That's 1. I think I can remove this for now in that case. You're trying to make things a lot less biased towards defense, so more physical classes with decent to good resistance. Yeah, that's one of the things that I, like, usually mixed attackers haven't really worked well within vanilla FE. One way to also fix that, in a sense, but it sounds a bit weird. let's say you want to go this mage knight route with like swords and tomes. You start as a mage. You could have a very high strength growth and a high base strength, and lower magic comparatively. Like, not necessarily bad magic, but just low end of the spectrum magic, so that when you promote, you have the weapon ranks with lower magic to use, or you can have your high strength stat and maybe a high strength growth to use with your swords that you just gained, but they don't really have a high weapon rank yet. That way you can either choose between using the more complex weapons or doing more damage on average with more basic weaponry. Like, that's the way you can go about it. You could also just have a mage with high magic and low weapon ranks, and then when they promote, they gain swords, but they also immediately have like C rank or maybe B rank weapon rank for swords, and maybe they're still on D rank with tomes, so that you have high magic but low variety in your tome weapon uses, and you have high variety but lower strength comparatively for your swords. Okay, first things first, I am going to type in 540606. Actually, before I do anything, I'm going to quickly make a copy of this because I don't want to ruin my save file. And even before that, I am going to take a quick break, and I will see you all in just a moment. I'm going to refill my tea, stuff like that. See you in just a bit. again. I almost forgot, but has anyone seen the eclipse? I have not, because I was not in the area, but I did have a couple of really... I can only recommend one thing, and that is go to Google Trends. Like, go to Google Trends if you're interested in some funny statistics about the eclipse, and take a look at the search, why do my eyes hurt? And then search for United States and like the past week, and you'll see it just skyrockets after the eclipse. It's so funny. In the same vein, I also had a couple of other... I had this, I don't know if anyone saw it, but NASA had this really cool photo. Fair enough, both hadn't seen it, then I can only recommend like looking up the... Do I still have it? No, I don't have it. If you go to Google Trends and search for why do my eyes hurt, that graph is just... it's so stupid. But really take a look at the picture that NASA made of the eclipse. It's absolutely gorgeous. I really love that picture. Luckily, there's an eclipse coming in like 2 years and it's going to show in France, so I am going to France. Sadly, I'll have to go to France, but I will be going to France to view that. I am not going to miss it. I saw one eclipse in like, I think it was 1998 or something like that. I went with my mom to France, and it was an unforgettable experience. It was so cool. So as a kid, I was just floored by the eclipse, and I really want to see it again. Okay, first of all, Daybreak extracted, Daybreak extracted, system, the backup file can go, main copy, good, okay, I have a backup. I have not seen the fake video of the Eiffel Tower on fire. I did come across Udio, I believe it is. Like, this is maybe a little bit tangential. Or is it... Might actually be interesting for you, Garrett. There's... Where is it? Yeah, Udio. It's an AI music tool. And it's actually music that you can make that's also importable to Lex Talionis. So if you ever need to, like, for some reason make your own or generate your own music, you could actually do that. I'm still, once again, a little bit sad that like AI is not taking away the mundane tasks of life and instead of taking the art. But if you ever for some reason actually need it, then it is now a possibility, and it actually does sound good. That's the scary part. Okay, I have main doll. So I can now just go find and replace 5406063E with 5406065. "29 occurrences. Is that comparable to the list that I have? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that is correct because I do have a couple of values that were changed already. Those being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So... okay. I guess we're saving. Yeah. And we're restarting Dolphin, and we're probably going to get a crash. Let's see. Never been to France, but your mom does have a French degree. Kind of surprised we've never been because she's already smitten with Italy. Great holiday destination. It is. Before we get Dark Mage. Oh, hello. What's wrong? What's up? What is your damage? 1 second. Benji. Good boy. Okay. Mage and Light Mage are kind of mercenary Myrmidon type duo. Mage is focused on skill, while Light Mage is focused on speed and luck. And then, of course, Dark Mage sacrificed all 3 of those stats for more defenses and magic. I think for... If you want to generate lines based on heroes' voice lines, you could probably do that just by using an existing one and genning stuff in. This one is mainly focused on music, but it does also really do wonders. Like someone else in the Discord channel that I saw it in had an entire music sheet with like lyrics for an entire song, and it just made something up on the spot. He probably had to make a couple of attempts, but it sounded pretty damn good. Okay, are we going to get a crash? So far so good, but we're not on the map yet, of course. Okay. Anything going wrong? Not yet, apparently. But does it? No, still the demiband is the wrong icon. Which is weird. Like, why is that not... Are there any other values? Expands icon past... Icons? Yeah, no, that's definitely the one with icons, so... Nothing is currently happening, nothing is crashing the game, so that's good. However, it's also not doing what I want, so that's bad. I presume the Archmages also get the S-rank weapons in that case, whereas Light Mages do not, or do they get a different S-rank like in Light Magic? Cannot find the value. Sorry, I had a poor night's rest. Yeah, I'm the same, Garrett. I'm not all that great with making music. I can only do so many hobbies at a single time. Ah, they only get the bonuses. That makes sense. Is there anything else that I could do? I guess I can remove these two for now because this is not working. And if I look for 5406063E, yeah, that's a text string. I know. Okay, yeah, that's safe. I still have my file. That's quite alright, Garrett. That's no problem. Like that, receive the demiband. That's pretty much the thing that I want to tackle. But how? Do I have anything left from when I was looking at all of this? Extra weapons, common changes, skill ID, load locations. Yeah, this is the breakpoint for loading an icon. I guess then which icon is this? Check that. It's the touch. That is icon number 25. So if we have icon number 25, 25 in hex is 19. And then we also have to find the icon, I guess. Value, item ID underscore demiband. I think it's the demiband. Yeah, item ID demiband. Find next. Receive the demiband. Who receives this? Volug receives this. I guess we're just going to put some breakpoints. No breakpoint. Actually, I do have to restart the game for that. Okay, let's see. Once again, this value. Take a look. We go for the next one. I have a cat that really wants to go through a door. Just 1 second. I'll be right back. That little boy was clamoring at the one door, and then he ran to the other door, wanting to go outside. I think we're there. What did I miss? Cavalier has to choose between lances and swords as their sole weapon. Big fan. Not giving too many weapons to Cavaliers. Very good. Sorcerer always has dark magic. Can choose between animal or light as their sub-weapon. Not sure if you then should call it a dark mage. Like maybe I have Micaiah being able to wield light and dark magic. So, not saying that the combination is bad, but for me a dark mage feels like it shouldn't wield light magic. That's why like shaman or cantor, druid, even like something that doesn't have the word dark explicitly in the name, but that's more just a personal thing. Okay, do we get a breakpoint where it actually... Oh, yeah, we get a breakpoint. That's good. From that breakpoint... I'm going to try and deduce where this is coming from. A big old work in progress. Let's see. 5B 740 minus 42C0. 5B 740 minus 42C0. Okay. Go to. Does not ring a bell. I initially considered Dark Knight the magic and sword set, but figured they'd be too similar to Mage Knight. But that Warlock, like Warlock, would sound good for the name. I know that's just a personal thing. If something is wielding both light and dark, that's fine. But for some reason, I just think like, oh, as soon as it's a dark mage, then the light magic doesn't make sense anymore, even though changing it to like shaman, warlock, anything else gets rid of that barrier for me. And yeah, we need more armored mages on the front lines. Garrett, if you want, I can send you like a couple of links at a certain point if you want. Regarding that AI music thing. Second. There we go. That's the AI audio that I found. Yeah, we need more armored mages. So high HP, high defense, bad resistance. I wouldn't make them too slow, because then they're really frail anyways. So I'm looking for a value like 19, or what is 19 plus 255? 26E. Something along those lines. Okay. 49. That doesn't make sense. Okay, but can I change R5? Can. So if I change this to 50, then what happens? Rank up. Rank up. Wait, did we miss it? Happens normally. Receive the demi band. Okay, there's a few instances where it's being called. Like, sorry, I have a few things in the backend that I cannot show on screen, sadly. But I'm looking at the code and seeing if there's a breakpoint where it's calling for the demi band explicitly, so I can maybe find the code that's trying to show the icon and then maybe go from there. That's a one for Light Mage promotions. They're not too special. Sage, lights and staves, and in the option Crusader, mounted Light Mage who also gets lances. You could give Sage, like, I don't know if you're going to. You could take the FE8 approach where, like, the Slayer skill, of course, also comes in. You could give that to a class if you have monsters planned. You just, like, you've got so many classes, so there's so many options. Another thing I thought of I could use for AI is to create art pictures for important scenes in FE8, like getting sacred weapons. There is an FE10 there is an FE10 generator for, like, backgrounds, or a CG generator, and I think the way that they did it with the GBA ones was just scaling down using some kind of compression filter and then throwing a sepia color filter over it, so it shouldn't be too hard to replicate. So how's it going, Ancient Gear Synchro? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Slayer doesn't really make sense if you don't have monsters planned. Of course, like, you, Radiant Dawn also has the Beastbane or Beast Foe and stuff like that, but that's also, once again, highly specific. Okay, we receive steel, and you go in, and then the player phase starts. The CG thing, I believe it's in Civet AI. You can probably find it, like, if you look for FE10 generator or something like that. $49. What happens if this turns into 50? 50. Wait, that one might be interesting. Item ID Demi band was item ID number 706, with 536 being 218, 706. Nope. Ringing a bell. 8D7. That's all not... B21, no, that wasn't. Still the demi band. Oh yeah, magical bow class, that works fine. Like, that differentiates it really well. Even if it, like, if it can't really use normal bows that way, just make sure that there's an adequate amount of shining bows, radiant bows, bright bows, dark bows, mire bows, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I would advise going against like too many AI things, Garrett, on FE Universe. I think if you like specify that, for example, if you can train a model, like a specific kind of model that train it just on the CGs and like the art styles that is in FE8, then you might be able to say like, hey, this was trained only on this, so that way, like, I'm only using in-game assets to create more in-game assets and not using, like, sourcing it from stuff outside of. Yeah, there has to be, like, you have to take some caution. Fire Emblem Universe, like, I don't know their entire policy because I don't really frequent it that much, because most of it is GBA related, and like that's of course not my thing. But I would just read through that, and then if you in the end do want or have to use it for certain cases, like try and train it. That's like the stuff that I would like to adhere to as close to as possible, just training only on in-game assets, because that's pretty much working within the realm that you're trying to do. And yeah, I just don't have the money to commission people right now to create new character portraits. doesn't seem to be it. It's 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, so 1, 2, and then what does the last one do? We are referencing the demiband, and I would like to see its icon. Its icon is number... what was it again? 536. So that is the 537th icon. So 537 is 219. 49, B21. $129, it's the right numbers, but it's not what I'm looking for. 45. This doesn't really seem to be going anywhere, which is a bummer. Just 24, which was the original number. 20. Was it? Touch was, yeah, 24, so that's 25 actually. So that's 19. Wait, does that mean that 537? So it's 19 or 219, and I'm not seeing either of those values. Or 219. T or E. No, this one is not it. It's always 49, B21. Like, these are all values that don't make sense to me. I think they make even less sense to anyone else, to be honest. Slight bummer. I really thought I would be able to fix it with the values that I've been using so far. Like, sadly, I managed to find like most of them. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any of the icons that we currently have. Okay, yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going. Receive the rank up. I'm also curious if there's any way I can change that into just ranked up, because received a Bane, but received the rank up, even though they're both skills. But we do have all these new icons, like Thimbolter. These are all Path of Radiance icons. And we have the Atlas Tome, and let's see, what else do we have? Like, these are also all Path of Radiance. These are all custom. The Dark Tomes here are actually like Eclipse and Thartarith and Miasma. They're all actually light tomes that I've changed the U to make them into Dark Tomes. but the pattern is actually the same. And of course we have all of these, like the Kick Neolucci, the... Oh, you don't have a weapon. Interesting. Kick Janaf, Kick Alki, which all are going to, of course, be called, like, Kick, not necessarily Kick Alki, etc. But these icons, all of these are new, and they fit in somewhere, and they're able to be shown. So why am I not able to do the same thing to make those appear when I'm receiving an item or stealing an item? Right now, you're not sure if you want them to have 2 or 3 weapons. That's, yeah, you can just see what feels better. But they do have lower movement than paladins, and they also have probably an armor weakness. So cavalry and armor weakness, I think that would justify having the entire weapon triangle. Yeah, too many effective weapons can, of course, like, that just makes the map a pain to deal with. It doesn't feel nice if you have a unit that you like and that you've invested to that suddenly can't go anywhere because every single corner of the map has either a hammer, an armor slayer, or a horse slayer, or like a heavy spear or whatever. Such a bummer. I really wish I could figure this one out, but apparently it's not meant to be. How many times do we even have this value? 540606-3E. No, I'm not looking for that one. I'm looking for F5. And all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. So those are all the instances that I've added it already. So maybe look at the code that surrounds it. Is that the same every single time? Yeah, seems to be the same every single time. Okay, that means if I look for 3E, this one's different. This one's different. This one's different. This one's different. 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 Seeing anything here that relates to what I had before. That's a bummer. I'll leave it for now. But there must be at some point there must be something close by in the code that I can use. Say you played a ROM hack with some Wolf Girl Jagging unit, but there were so many Slayers that you never got to use her. Yeah, that just feels bad. Executive decision that base knights get 2 weapon types. They always have lances, but they can choose swords or axes as their subtype. General gets full weapon triangle. It's fine, Garrett. I mean, I found the way to change it before, so I'll be able to find it. Like, I'll be able to solve this problem as well. I'm not too worried about it. But it's just a bummer that I didn't manage to find it now. How's it going, Themos? How are you doing? Now, I guess I'll just take a quick look, see what is possible like in a couple of days. Oh crap, am I going to crash the game again? Brave Light Tome and... okay. That's good. We will advance... no, we shouldn't advance with the current party. Reinforce does work except for the actual reinforcements. Yeah, the talk sprites do get a small speech bubble. Let's see, Colossus 1. So this one should work. I think I got all the bug fixes with Colossus. It's just that Soul is currently causing me some issues. Like 40, but we won't do 40, we will do slightly more. Yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer that people on YouTube aren't able to get that extension, but I guess YouTube just isn't that far ahead with all the extensions that it offers on Twitch. So this one works, but I have to unshift. Big line jump and... oh, we actually kill from that range. Cool. I did have some issues with Colossus. I thought I had it changed to just do like the regular damage, like 38 minus whatever his defense was. Turns out it was still doing... currently it's working as intended, but it still had it as strength times 2, so that was still just overkill with 38 times 2, 76 damage on top of the damage that it was going to do anyways. Let's see, Lagoosecraft isn't coded yet. This is actually one that I really like with Glare. I can shift now, and we will do that. Are we going into best biorhythm? We are going into worst. Oh, I actually have something regarding biorhythm. Who did I give that to? Micaiah, right? Yeah, aptitude. Aptitude is one that I haven't shown yet. Okay, you're in worst biorhythm, so what are you? What's that in the dirt? Did someone drop this? We did actually get 500 gold, and then next turn we will lose a bit of gold. But only 50. And now we're at 450. Okay. Nyla is going to be hopefully in best biorhythm. Yes. So currently Nyla is in best biorhythm. And that means if I glare, it has a 100% hit rate. Maybe better off going for this one actually. Petrified. However, if we get out of that range, you'll see in just a moment that we have 0% hit rate. 23%, it shouldn't activate. How do you even get 23? It should be like minus 100 something. Let's see, we're going into worst. Yeah, so now we have 0 hit rate. Apparently I still have some mistakes in the good part. And we activate Luna because we've been attacked a few times, but we kill anyways. I think we can even see one thing happening here because we have... I don't know if the boss icon is going to prevent it, even if we have 100% hit rate. Yeah, I think if I didn't give the boss icon to Ashra, I could have actually glared her for... and glared the final boss. You don't see that every day. And the other one, here we have Micaiah. And this is aptitude. When unit's biorhythm is at best and is above 70 XP, the threshold can change. That's just more of a balancing and feeling thing. Actually, I also could just go to Dolphin Stream. When a unit is at best biorhythm and is like close to level up, that's the idea, you get the Blossom effect. Yeah, I actually did manage to get it working. So currently we're in a worse biorhythm. I think we won't be able to see it anymore. Where do we go? I need... Just gotta quickly check that... we kill, that's fine. So we currently are in worse biorhythm. And if we kill this unit, it's just for a matter of how much experience we get. Because I think my Blossom skill is already hidden. So I can only check it by how much XP we get, but we get only 1, so that's not really helpful. I guess Sergei is like the boss is the best option. Micaiah is not going to be the owner of aptitude, by the way. We're still in worse biorhythm. And my poor Dolphin and my poor Daybreak file is having issues. Oh, we got music back. That's not the intent. So if I were to... Can I even kill you? I guess we can try. I hope Rexora actually does what I said it should do. Okay, so currently we get 8 experience. So if we're in best biorhythm, we should get only 4. Yeah, okay, Rexora isn't coded yet. But we're in worse biorhythm, we get 8 experience when attacking the boss. And now we just wait for... our biorhythm to go up. Which should go decently fast. I mean, Micaiah has like the most chaotic one. Except that she's stuck in worse biorhythm? Why are you stuck in worse biorhythm? What's making you stay there? Do I have a... I have someone who has bliss. Okay, that's something that I have to look into. But at least I can fix it now because I can put her into good biorhythm. with the help of a heron. Okay, we're in best biorhythm. So now we should probably still a hidden skill. But now we should only do we should only get 4 experience if all works as intended. No, not everything is working as intended. Which then begs the question, why? Oh, it's not hidden yet, I just had to wait a turn. So now it should be working as intended, because now we have Blossom. It's not hidden yet, but for some reason my biorhythm is being put to lowest every single time. But we do get Blossom, so now we only get 4 experience. There's something messing with my biorhythm somewhere. And I don't know exactly what it is. I guess that's just a few more things to look out for in the coding, but I haven't come across those skills yet, so it's fine. Let's see. I am going to read the last couple of things in chat, because there was quite a discussion in the YouTube section, and then I'm probably going to call it a day. It's been over 2 hours again, and I still have some cooking to do, and do a little bit of household chores. Also, I still really have to create a YouTube video today, because I promised to get that out yesterday and the day before, and I haven't done that yet, so that's my bad. Let's see. Flying healers for Falconite makes sense. Troubadour promotion is Butler Maid, joined straight from Fates. I'm personally not a fan of the concept of like the Butler and the Maid. Just the fact that the class can work, but just the aesthetic of it doesn't, like, why do we have butlers and maids on the battlefield is kind of weird to me. But other than that, the class identity, of course, with what kind of stat caps and stat spread, and the weapons of choice can, of course, still be ported over just fine. But daggers and stave, that's good. Daggers give debuffs, that's where the money is at. That's same thing I did. Did we ever get story explanation why her eyes turn people to stone? It may have been in the Tellius Recollection, and I think when Nyla joined in Fire Emblem Heroes, there was also like a very small tidbit from Sharena's like Meet the Heroes. However, I think I'm going to differentiate Nyla and Nesala from the other what's it called? From the other Laguz Royals a bit that way, because like she has an evil eye. It's very clearly something that easily is applicable to like give it a dark magic feeling. So, or Nesala has Vortex as a skill in Path of Radiance, which is like a wind tome attack. So I'm going to give them alternating in some way, shape or form, alternating just normal attacks, or being able to use like dark magic or in Nesala's case wind magic attacks. So they're going to be like Laguz Royals that are also very magically inclined, just because of the fact that she has like her evil eye, which petrifies people, and Nesala has Maelstrom in FE10, which is literally just Quick Claw, and he also has like Vortex in Path of Radiance. I know there's plans to make Blossom not nerf XP gains. Yeah, there is, but don't know how yet. The spell animation was Rexora, that's the S-rank light magic. You are a wee bit late. I'm sorry, your resident liability. I am like closing out on the final bit of the stream. I have to start making dinner in just a moment. So many jokes you can make with that. That was Arclight. I switched Arclight and Shine. Shine is back to being just Shine, and Arclight now has the rescue staff animation. Can we try your cooking? I mean, I have been a chef, but I don't think computers can transfer smell and taste yet. Yeah, sure. Next time. Sounds good. Yeah, not a single Lagoose gets magic attacks aside from Vortex. Dragons, no, that's actually the white dragons have magic, do neutral magic damage. Like, white dragons actually have that, and red dragons could either be fire magic or be based off of strength. And of course, dark magic for dark breath could. But yeah, white dragons have magic that's like doesn't apply to the weapon triangle, kind of like it's just a magic version of the strike rank and strike attack damage. Anyway, that's been it for me. I am a little bummed out that I didn't manage to change the icons from the demi band, but oh well. Other than that, I've been me, you've been you, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to have a video, or I promise to have a video out today. Of course, mostly things you've seen before. Probably like Profiteer and a couple of other skills. But yeah, be on the lookout for that, and I will see you next time. See ya!